Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of Quality Time with Dragowolf. And today Tyler came up with what we're doing. We did a kind of thoughtful one in the first one that required a lot of thought. Second one was kind of supposed to be scary, funny, I guess. And this one we're trying to make like funny or just experiences, and Tyler's gonna explain it.
Hello, guys. Just coming in for the third podcast. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna say, like, what are some memorable moments about some of the vacations we've had in our lifetime. Vacations they can probably even be, probably as long as they're outside of your neighborhood, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're gonna do vacations and memorable moments. They can be scary, they can be awesome, they can be memorable. Well, hopefully they're memorable, because that would make sense as to why you'd remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what we're gonna be doing. And just sit back, relax, and listen to our memories of awesome vacations. Alright, so I'll go first, because I have one in mind. Alright, so one of the most memorable moments I've had in a vacation was, it was when I found out I had motion sickness. I believe it was either in South Carolina or Daytona, Florida. When we were in, I'm going to say it was South Carolina. When we were in South Carolina, we went shark fishing with a friend of my dad's. And we were on his boat, and I got really seasick when we were out there. We were shark fishing. And when we finished, we got back, and I was really sick. I didn't actually get sick. And then the next vacation we went on, we took a helicopter ride.
Oh, yeah.
It was in Daytona, Florida. Okay, now, yeah, it's starting to piece together now. We were doing a helicopter tour, and it was called the Heli-Hogs. Basically, they give you pork chops, and you can fly in their helicopter around the beach and all that cool stuff. And as we were up in the helicopter, it was kind of moving around a bit. I was good with it about halfway through. And then I started to feel queasy, and then over the mic, I was like, yo, I think we should probably land it, because I'm starting to get sick. I kind of feel bad, though, because we kind of did have to end it a little bit early, but it wasn't, like, noticeably early, so...
Yeah,
voice crack.
I did that in Myrtle Beach. In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we went there and they had $5 helicopter rides, and you would just go there and you would pretty much just be like, hey, here's $5. Can we ride in there?
$5?
Yeah, $5.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was amazing. And so we went there, and that was my first and only time being in a helicopter. And so we went up there and we got to fly right over the ocean. It took us like 20 minutes to get there, but we were over the ocean in like 5 minutes. So I was like, wow. Yeah, that's not my vacation though, but I just wanted to say that. I liked it. Sorry about your bad experience.
Well, it was memorable, so now that I know, and knowing's half the battle, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about my vacation from Georgia to Indiana. I went to Indiana and we made the modern Neanderthal while we were over there. Tyler and I, we had a best friend in 5th grade his name was Zach, and
Zach.
Yeah, he had to move to Indiana because his dad found a job there, and so for his birthday he got to choose like one of his friends to bring over and spend like 9 days with him. And so yeah, I went there.
Yeah, because he picked Jonah over me. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that was my first time on a plane. It was incredible. Like, I was not expecting the whole like ear popping thing. That was awful. And then I forgot gum the second time because I was just sitting there. But on the plane, I had to sit next to these two really, really fat dudes, and they were like slinging back these Jimmy John subs. And it was so awkward. They tried to have conversations with me. So, I don't really know. It was just so weird. But yeah, once I landed there, it took us forever to find my bag and everything. But once we got there, we decided to make the modern Neanderthal, which was so much fun to make, but it was so embarrassing. We went to Target and Subway in those costumes. If you guys want to check out what we looked like, you can watch the video. I'll leave a link in the description. And basically, Zach had done a play before, The Jungle Book, and his mom made his costume, so she had scraps, and we used every single one of those scraps for the costumes. And the people at Subway, they were like, "Hey, I'll give you a sub for free if you trade your outfits for it." We were like, first of all, that's not for free. And I don't know, it was really awkward. They literally would not give us a sub. it was really weird. But yeah, afterwards he gave us both free cookies for being such good sports, and I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Good sports that don't play sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was really, really weird. And now it's your turn.
All right. I'll have to say I really like that story.
Yep.
I think it's pretty awesome that you get free cookies. I mean, hey, it's better than sitting between two fat guys, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
God paid you back.
That made me so hungry.
You lived through the challenge, Jonah, and you got paid for doing so.
You can sit next to these two fat guys on your first airplane ride, and I'll give you a cookie.
That was your first airplane ride?
Yeah, I've never been on an airplane ride before that.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool, and I got video on it anyways, even though they told us we weren't allowed to film it.
Actually, speaking of, crap, I forgot. Oh, well. Actually, one of my memorable moments was actually a pretty frightening one, actually. We were in... I always get the South Carolina and the Daytona trip mixed up. I want to say it was Daytona on this one.
I've never been to Florida.
It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty much the same as Georgia, though.
But hotter.
Weather-wise. Yeah, hotter, definitely. That's why you have the beach. It's awesome. My brother was swimming in the ocean, and he kind of saw a jellyfish, and he thought it was a bottle of plastic bottle, and he's like, why don't I just take it out, be cool, and save this awesome world? It's the only one we got. Might as well just help it. He grabs the jellyfish, and it wraps around his hand and stings it. It's all the way down his wrist. And I tried to help him get back to shore, and afterwards he was like, "Dude, you didn't even help me. You were just slowing me down." So that's the thanks I get for saving you. But, oh well, right? Brotherly love.
Speaking of ocean stuff, I actually, when I went, it was the same trip, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, when we were there, I was just walking around the beach, and, I decided to go into the water, and, the undertow, how it'll slowly pull you under and farther away, and, before you know it, you're, super far away from shore.
Yeah, it's the, oh, wait, no, it's not the tides, it's,
the undertow.
Else. Yeah, undertow.
Yeah, I already said it, but, okay.
Okay,
so,
fine.
I was trying to boogie board, and it was, strapped to my wrist so I wouldn't lose it if I fell off, which is, of course, exactly what happened. This huge wave came, and I was like, and so I kind of tried to go underwater, but that ended up, oh my gosh, that was the worst decision I've ever made. So, the wave started shooting me, through the water, and I was just spinning everywhere. I was, spinning horizontally and vertically, and I was like, oh my gosh. Next thing I know, I'm so close to the shore, I start spinning into the seashells, and they start cutting, my legs and my whole body and everything, and then I just, wash up on shore, and there's sand in my ears, and, my fingernails, and I'm just, bleeding everywhere. That was awful. And so, the lifeguard there came over there oh my gosh, are you okay? And then I'm just standing there with, all these cuts everywhere. And
That sounds painful.
and he thought alcohol was the decision to go, which was, because it was disinfectant, but it burned so bad, and those cuts stayed there for, a whole month, and that was really painful.
Ow. All right, well, we've shared our painful experiences.
Share a funny one.
Well, I don't really have any funny experiences.
Think of one.
Oh my gosh. There was one. I think it was when we went hiking with my. It was in Virginia. I went hiking with my grandpa and my grandpa's friend. It was Balls Bluff, I think.
Oh, okay.
And we were hiking, and I think Connor accidentally touched a poisonous plant or something.
Connor needs to stop touching things.
I know.
Just wrapped around by a jellyfish touches a poisonous plant.
Yeah, so he touches a poisonous plant. I don't remember what my grandpa's friend did. He either peed on whatever Connor touched, or he spit on it. I'm pretty sure he spit on it, because that would scar Connor for life. If he's... I'm just kidding. But,
put your arm out, let me pee on it.
I'm just thinking of that. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, because why not?
It was funny that he touched a poisonous plant.
Yeah, and then he had... Yeah, he probably got spit on it, so...
Okay, well, let me think of another vacation. Oh, when I went to Disney World or Disneyland is in Florida. Which one?
I want to say it's...
World, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, whichever Disney World or Disneyland in Florida, I never remember. We went there one. Oh yeah, so I have been to Florida. I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, but it was when I was really, 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 really little. Like, I think I was 4 or 5. I can barely remember any of it except this one part. We were in the haunted mansion or the haunted house, whatever they called it. And I was really excited to go, but Ashlyn and Gabriel, which are my older sister and my younger brother, they were all like, no, I don't want to go in there. That's too scary. I want to ride the teacups. And we did it anyways because my mom and dad wanted to go. And I was just riding in there with my mom in the very front seat, and we were just looking around, and things were kind of freaky. And then I saw this mirror with, like, this guy's reflection, and it kind of looked like the mirror from Shrek, like with that white mask.
Yeah, that weird face.
Yeah, so it looked like that, but no one was, like, standing there, and it didn't look digital at all. And that scared me so much, I started sobbing in my mom's shoulders. And she's like, it's okay, it's just fake. And, oh my gosh, when we got out of there, all the kids in our family were just crying. And it's just so funny, because we were all so little, and all those little things like that scared us to no end.
Wow. All right. That's crazy. I can't ever imagine staring into a mirror and having that creepy... Yeah,
it was pretty creepy.
Yeah, I bet it was. All right, now, our final response from me and Jonah is going... Jonah and I, that's what I meant. We are going to be doing... what is the coolest thing that you've ever seen in a vacation?
You go first, because I can think about this.
I kind of had to think this out a little bit. There were 2 main things that happened in the same vacation. Do you think I could explain both of them?
Make it quick.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. Okay. Both of them were in my most recent vacation to California. I haven't been to California in a really long time, and it was pretty cool going down there again, see some family and stuff. We went down there for Christmas, and when we went down there, I remember, I think it was it was the first thing before the second thing happened. We went down to San Diego. It was my first time actually remembering going to San Diego. And once we were there, we were there and we were walking around. We went there on a train. It was pretty awesome. We had a nice view, and it was really cool. We spent the whole day there. We walked around and we visited the city. We checked out some stuff, and I got my infamous pocket switchblade comb that I can never put down because it's amazing. Best $7 spent in my life. And I just thought it was awesome. Such a cool experience to go there. Something I'll always remember because I went down there with my family. It was awesome. And so yeah, that was the first part. And the second part was I went hiking with my other grandpa. I have 2 grandpas. This is the grandpa on my dad's side. And we went down there with my aunt's boyfriend. We all went for a hike on one of the final days that we were out there in California, and we went hiking. We were out there when the sun set, we were up there with the mountain lions. We didn't see any, but we knew that they were up there with us because there have been sightings up there recently. So we were up on the mountain with the mountain lions. We were looking out at the sunset, and that was something that I'd never forget because when we got home, we got to sneak a Three Musketeers onto the plane. I was the only one that was allowed to eat it.
Yeah.
Because Jacob, he's aimed to create. That's her boyfriend currently, and he gave me a Three Musketeers, and that was awesome. So that was awesome. Yeah.
I guess I'll share two things too. The first one is kind of, I don't know, it's not very interesting, but I thought it was like really cool. So we were at don't lie, we were at Myrtle Beach, and
someone doesn't get around.
yeah, I know, right? I've been to Myrtle Beach like 2 or 3 times. That's like the farthest I've really been, other than Indiana, which was this summer. But yeah, it was the 4th of July while we were there, and they were setting off all the fireworks, and you could see them like over the ocean and everything. It was so cool. But you would see them explode, and then you wouldn't hear them pop, like the popping noise of it, till like 3 or 4 seconds later. So you'd see one, and it'd be silent. And then you'd hear random pops. So it was so weird because the light traveled quicker than the sound, and it was
Drastically?
yeah, like a lot quicker.
Like seconds, how many would you say? Like 2 or 3?
Yeah. And it was just insane. It was so cool, and my mom had explained it to us, and it was so windy that day that we were all eating popsicles, and our popsicles started melting because it was hot. And every time it dripped, the drips would go sideways and hit all of us.
What?
So it was literally dripping sideways, and we left, and our whole entire like chests were just like covered in purple and red from the popsicles.
Dude, that's crazy.
And the second one is where I was at my mom's friend, we were at her house visiting, and we got to spend, I think, 2 nights there, and they had this huge backyard with the swing that would go over like this kind of cliff thing, and so you would just step there, and then you would swing, and when you would swing, you would be like 20 feet above the ground, and it was so cool. Then there was a lake you could see, but we were out there, and we were swinging, and we saw this grizzly bear come up.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like your story about the mountain lions reminded me of this. And we just saw it. We were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." So of course, like, I pull out my iPod and I'm like recording it, and I'm like, "That's so cool." And it's just like walking. It's not like walking on its hind legs, just like I don't know, but it was just walking around, and it kind of just came there and left. But it was so cool because I've never seen a bear before, and I used to be obsessed with bears when I was little, and I would make like dioramas of them and stuff and study them. It was really cool. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's our podcast for today.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to become part of the pack today. Tune in to another episode next Saturday. And check down in the link in the description for the Modern Neanderthal, which was the comedic short film that Zach and I made when I went to Indiana. And check out Dead End too.
All right. I think that's our episode.
So yeah, see you next Saturday.
All right.
Don't forget to tune in.
See you guys later.
Bye.